Hey, what's up, United, and welcome to our dinner table. We hope that you're having an amazing Thanksgiving. Thanks for joining us today as we have some talks of what it looks like to be thankful in this season.
Giving thanks. I know deep inside things will be alright. So I'm giving thanks. 1, 2. 1, 2. I say giving thanks. Giving thanks.
All right, so now that we're here and we have all this amazing food, what are some of your Thanksgiving traditions that you've done over the past years on Thanksgiving?
Yeah, so y'all might not have one, but I have a Meemaw, and Meemaw goes all in on Thanksgiving. She makes a pumpkin pie from scratch, like she peels the dang thing and makes a phenomenal pie, okay?
So the plates that you guys are eating off of were actually my grandparents.
Okay.
And so when they passed, I inherited them. But what I loved was when I was growing up as a little girl, when we would go over there for Thanksgiving dinner, this is what we would eat off of. These are the incredible meals that my nanny would whip up in the kitchen and
Your
my
what?
poppy would serve us.
Your nanny?
My nanny.
Oh, cool.
So what are some things you guys are thankful for? We're in that season of thankfulness. So maybe this past year, what's something you've been thankful for?
Man, I think for me, it's just the people in my life. I think of course, my wife, my family, my friends, and to be honest, not to get super sappy on you guys, but like you guys, just the support system we have at the church. And I know he's not here right now, but I think of somebody even like Terrace, Pastor Terrace over at Ybor campus. And yeah, seriously, we love you, Pastor Terrace.
And I think this year, what I'm super grateful for is the fact that we're starting to see people come back to church. I think it's been really cool that they're starting to get more comfortable being around each other. I just think community is so huge, especially because we can't do life alone. And so that's just been really cool to see school events and church events and people kind of getting back into community and just honestly treating each other with kindness now that they're comfortable being around each other. So
That's awesome. Man, so it's great to talk about what we're all thankful for. But I think of the series that we're in right now at United of just in all circumstances. We talked about what it means to rejoice always, pray continually. And the next part of that verse is give thanks in all circumstances. And I'm thinking of somebody who, might be sitting at home right now and they're having a hard time trying to find out what they're thankful for this year. So my question to you guys is, how is it possible to give thanks in circumstances where it just feels like, there's not maybe a lot to be thankful for?
I thought of like an analogy, because I speak in analogies, okay? But I think you almost like when we in the modern times are trained, like you can walk into a room and most of them have motion sensors, like, oh, it just comes on. I think finding gratitude and finding something to be thankful, it's actually like an old school switch. You've got to search for that, turn it on, and you have to put a little effort. Like a lot of us might be expecting, no matter where we are right now, is, oh, I just should feel this way because I walked into the room and the lights came on. But you're gonna have to find that switch, like figure out, is it the food? Is it just genuinely the food? That's what I can be thankful for? Is there, man, I made it through that test, or I made it, I'm still friends with them. Oh my gosh, our friendship lasted. You're gonna have to put effort into it and find it.
No, that's really good.
I think it's also important to never minimize anything that you're walking in or a moment. I know for me, in the moments that have been really hard, what's helped me be able just to find that gratitude is to pause and say, I'm thankful for just being here.
Yeah.
I'm thankful for being present. I'm thankful for even being able to process what I'm in the middle of or feel what I'm feeling. And maybe for us at home, it's maybe being thankful that you're watching your United people right now on YouTube. You know what I mean? It's almost like we're having this family moment, all of us together.
I'm so glad you said that because I feel like I'm definitely one of those that kind of wears his heart on his sleeve. And sometimes when I'm not feeling it, you can see I'm not feeling it. But I think one of the things that I'm learning right now is to go back and count my blessings, So in the midst of a season where it's difficult or when I'm not having my way or when I think God's going to do something that I want, but he doesn't, I kind of go back to, okay, but what has God done? And so for me, counting my blessings and going back to what was already done helps me kind of step into and act out in gratefulness. Even if I don't see what I want in this season, I have enough to be thankful for the past. So.
Yeah, I think that's the story of God's people, the Israelites. Like, while they're in the Bible, in the Old Testament, talking about all these different things that God has done for his people, the Israelites, and they get so forgetful so quickly when things turn bad. And God's trying to remind his people, hey, remember how I was faithful to you in the past. Remember that. And I think that's something that is hard for us. We are forgetful people, and so we forget the faithfulness of God in our past and the things he's done for us. So
No, it's good. It's a reminder that our thanks isn't tied to our current circumstances, but God's past blessings and his future promises.
Right.
And it's just reminding that, hey, we have so much to be thankful for. And I know when I start getting down on myself and really just this poor, pitiful me state, sometimes I remind myself of the character of God, and reminding myself that, what is a test now is going to be a testimony later.
Yeah.
And it's like, man, like, I have so much to be thankful for because who God is. Like, yes, I might not see him right now, but I know that he's working for me, for his glory and for my good. And so it's just be reminding of his character and who he is and how great he is, because, the goodness of God isn't determined by the circumstances of man.
Right.
It's like God's good no matter what's happening. And so it's just reminding ourselves of that daily of, God, I don't see you right now, but I'm going to trust and believe that you are working on my behalf behind the scenes, even though that I can't see what's happening.
Carina, thank you for setting this up for us, like to be able to kind of get together and really just talk about gratitude, because I really do. I mean, I know right now there are students, there are people watching and kind of hearing this conversation, and I think they're kind of processing, what does it look like to be faithful or to be thankful in the season that I'm in. And I think the biggest thing is community, right? Like getting in community to where you can have these type of conversations and be able to share with someone else, like, hey bro, here's what I'm walking through right now, like, can you carry this with me? Can you pray for me? Because I don't know how to handle this. I think sometimes community helps you carry the weight of fear, and a lot of times that fear is what blocks the faith. And so if we can just get around each other like we're doing right now and share, man, that would change the way we can give thanks to God.
Yeah. And as we close, I just honestly want to challenge you guys to something, is that, listen, this is a video, right, on Instagram. Well, start encouraging other people in the comments. Like, let them know what you're thankful for today in this season. Just write it out in the comments, post in the comments. Like, what are you thankful for? Because I think other people need to hear it. And what you're thankful for, they might be taking for granted. And so they're going to start becoming thankful for that thing that you're posted as well. But thanks, guys. Like, that was really awesome. Cool. See you guys next week.